So, what do you do when life hits hard? Do you shrink back or do you lean in? Today's guest faced medical challenges when transitioning out the Army. He's a family man, and then he did something most people would be petrified to do. He turned his pain into comedy. He got up on stage in front of people and made people laugh. So, this is a story you do not want to miss. So, let's get into it. Welcome back to Higher Ground Financial Freedom Podcast, the Freedom Podcast where we just take interesting individuals that want to make the world a better place. And I know that sounds like some type of cliche, but it's not. And today I'm bringing Gerrod Sidbury. Gerrod Sidbury left the Army as a non-commissioned officer, and he transitioned out and he faced all kinds of challenges. He's a family man. He joined government contracting. He's doing a lot of things still for the country. But the biggest story he wants to talk about is his family, but more so about comedy and how that's changed his life and how he faced adversity. So without further ado, I'm bringing on Gerrod Sidbury.
Hey, good morning. Sergeant Major, that's what I call you. That's what I know you by. My Sergeant Major from our 1-9 days over at Fort Stewart.
Right.
But it's a pleasure to be on here with you again. To the viewers, my name is Gerrod Sidbury, born and raised in Wilmington, North Carolina. Yes, joined the Army 2012. Had the pleasure of serving for almost 12 years. During my time in the military, I picked up, comedy really strong. Once I got out of the military a couple years ago in 24, I became a government contractor, and I really started to take off with my comedy. And right now, I just travel around performing for veterans and active duty service members at your local VFWs. That's our laughitoff.org. Healing through laughter. That's our motto. And laughter is like the best kind of medicine. But I love it. That's my passion. I'm very passionate about it. Actually, I have a show tonight in Jacksonville,
All right.
out there, Camp Lejeune. So yeah, it never stops. It never stops.
That's cool, man. And so let's stay in that same vein of,
Hmm.
getting out the Army, transition. And I know you had some medical issues,
Yeah.
coming out. How was that whole transition?
Oh man, I'm gonna be honest with you, Simon. That transition to being in the military for almost 12 years, and that's all I knew, and was really good at my job. Had some really good uh, duty stations. Had some really good leadership, yourself included.
Appreciate
It was a
that.
little tough. It was a little tough. Be honest with you, I think it was a sense of loss. Like I didn't know what else to do. But I will say that being around other veterans, especially my family, I look at my girls every day. I'm like, you know what? Hey, you got hit with a curveball, something new, adjust fire, hey, and get back on that horse. And so, to be honest with you, like I said, that, and then once I got my job back on base, still being around green suiters, so I was, I felt a lift. I may be out of the fight,
Right.
not wearing that uniform every day, but I'm still in the fight. So it really made that low state I was in. It brought me back up to where I needed to be.
Man, that's cool. No, I
Heck
appreciate
yeah.
that. And that mindset. So you just leaned into it with the going back, being around the service members that just pulled you back in.
Oh yeah, it definitely did. Being able to, still, you know, be around soldiers and honestly still, mentor, young soldiers. I
Right.
still had soldiers, asking me questions. Hey, Mr. Sid. I was like, hey, look, don't call me Mr. Sid, just call me Sid. You know, that was an adjustment too, getting called by my first name, Mr.
Right.
Gerard too. but
Right.
but it was a blessing. And still getting calls from soldiers. Hey, Sergeant Sidbury, hey, can you help me out on how to do this? You know what? I sure can. I still got the knowledge, and it meant something. Me to be out. and still having soldiers call me, asking for help, just wanting to say hello, it meant something. So it was definitely something I needed.
No, that's cool, man. Because I mean, this uniform, well, that uniform we used to wear, it's ingrained inside of you, and that's not
Hmm.
something you can just like once you go through basic training and then you serve with all those people, man, and they beat that civilian out of you, and
Oh
then they
yeah.
just lift you up as a service member. It's a part of you, and now once that's inside of you, you have to help other people.
Hmm.
You rarely, and I mean rarely, I don't think I even know anybody that ever got out of the military, retired, or just got out and just start doing a regular job,
Right.
where they just
Right.
working individually. Everybody I've ever seen, they did something where they have to serve others,
Hmm.
and help others people. And in that same vein, let's look at family man, government contractor, and comedian. And we're gonna hit that comedian. So
Oh
how do
yeah.
all of those tie together? Talk about that.
Well, I've been silly and crazy my whole life. I'm gonna be honest with you. Hold on. Here come one of the funniest comedians in the Sidbury household. I can't see you, no, I can't see you, but the world sees you. Okay. Okay, go lock the door then. Oh Lord, let's take a hit. So yeah. Uh, Go ahead now. That one there. Look,
That's
that one there.
family, man. That's
Yeah, that one
family.
right there. She's probably one of the funniest ones. I'm gonna tell you right now. Her little personality coming out. But that's the 3-year-old right there.
Love it.
But I'm gonna tell you, yeah, been silly my whole life. Um, between my family, I telling my jokes here and there, or we just, maybe having a conversation out and about somewhere, and it's like all of us. Like my wife is quick witted. Uh, it's fun, and then being a government contractor, just being around shoot, veterans. Everybody I work with is a veteran prior
Mm,
service. And so, you still, like you said, it's ingrained in them. It's ingrained in us. That
yeah.
that quick wit, that sense of humor, it carries from the household to the workplace. And, I take these stories, on stage. And the stories that I talk about, while during my time of service, while I'm at the VFWs or other stages, performing for veterans
Hmm.
or active duty service members or just civilians. Even the civilians are loving these military stories. So it's like it all ties in because we all connect somehow, some way, especially at the VFW. It's like, man, you know what? I remember my time at basic, or I remember my time
Yeah.
downrange, and it all ties in, and it's funny and it's hilarious, and
But
it's
you got to
like I
be
say,
vulnerable. I mean,
oh,
comedians, they are there's
oh yeah,
there's nowhere to hide.
oh you
I
can't hide on
mean,
this stage.
yeah, and I mean, so they open up about a lot of
Oh
stuff.
yeah, yeah, it's you definitely got to be vulnerable. I think that's one of the most.
Talk about that vulnerability.
And look, to be one of the best, and that's what I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be one of the best. I think my experience doing comedy since January 5th, 2011, when I first hit the stage, you know, I didn't really know myself. Over the past, I want to say about 5, 6 years, I really have found myself, on stage, and to do that, I had to become more vulnerable to strangers, And when I tell you that vulnerability, one, it is it's a way to, I'm my own comic relief, where
Mm,
we go down range, we see places, see things that, we thought I would see, but at the same time, talk about it in a way that this is my therapy. I'm letting strangers into my life,
right.
what I've been through, and they listening. They listen to my story because that's all I'm doing. I'm not there just telling my story. Or I'm talking about stuff, being vulnerable about things that they may think about, but they never had the courage to get up and say out loud.
Yeah.
So, they relate to it, and now I put it in a way where it's like a message is given, message is received, and they take it in a way with them. It was a funny message, but it was a real one.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, and then so what does that comedy give you that nothing else gives you? What does it bring for you?
Comedy gives me a high. I'm gonna be honest with you. It is it's peace. You know, it gives me that control that I feel like everyone, if you've been in a leadership position, you know how all right you're leading, you're guiding, you're molding, you're teaching,
Hmm.
you're speaking. It gives me a high like no other. And it's an adrenaline rush, and I love it. I mean, from the first thing that comes out my mouth, when I hear people just bust out in a laugh, I need more of that. I want more of that. So I'm gonna just keep going, feeding you, feeding you, feeding you until I see you fall out your seat. But it's being on that stage is no other place like it to me.
All right. So what's the message like behind all that laughter? And here's the thing, man. I've seen a lot of brothers who
Hmm.
they laugh through pain. They're
Hmm.
dealing with a
Yeah,
lot of different things, and
yeah,
then they're going through and they want to
yeah,
share that so they can just bring other people out that funk.
yeah.
So let's
Absolutely.
talk about that military life. What's
Yep.
behind all that laughter, the humor? What's behind that?
It's it is a lot of pain, depression, anxiety, stress, because I can't tell you, I can't tell you that there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about my family. Okay, the bills that we have, my job. Okay, what am I doing to be better than yesterday? It's all these things that are going into place, coming into play, um, and it's scary, but at the same time, it's like it's a good fear to have because I know it's gonna keep driving because I just want more for more for my girls, more for my wife, my mother, you know, and more for myself and the team that I'm around. Like I said, our motto um, is healing through laughter with our comedy crew, laughitoff.org. Um, healing through laughter. You know, like I said, there's so much pain behind. A lot of comedians, are, you know, depressed,
Yeah.
or they come from, you know, bad, bad backgrounds, upbringings. I wouldn't necessarily say bad, but like maybe
Challenging, difficult.
challenged. Yeah, thank you. Um, so when you see somebody that's on stage that is being vulnerable, going up on stage and doing stand up, it's probably coming from a hurt place. So, and that's their medicine. Because like I said, I hit the stage. The first time I hit the stage, I was at the lowest of the low. I had a college degree. I lost my Nike contract. I wasn't running track anymore. My grandfather had just passed away. That was like my dad. Yeah, I filled out 102 applications from McDonald's to corporate America. I could not
Wow.
find a job, and so I just said, forget it, and went up on that stage. Mm. Yeah, the first thing that came out my mouth was I can't remember what it was, but it had everyone cracking up laughing. And that was the first time in a long time that I had felt good.
Hmm.
So it was comedy saved me, be honest with you. Saved me out, when I got out the military.
Right.
This one here saved me too.
Hi.
Say hello, Mr. Dasher. This is Irish. She has donut around her mouth. Put that tongue back in. All right. What photo your blanket? Oh, you want to make it a dress? Hold on, I gotta make a blanket dress
All
real
right. All
quick.
right. And that's
But
that
yeah,
family we're talking about. So let's talk about why you're
yeah.
doing that. How was the support from your wife? Like, was she shocked? Was she okay with it? When you said, "Hey, I want to do comedy," how was that?
Me and my wife met February 18th, 2011.
Mm. Man,
We're
that's
18.
we close to that right now.
Oh yeah, yeah,
4 days
I know.
away.
February 18th, 2011 was the first time I met my wife. We started dating, and she actually came to one of my comedy shows in Wilmington,
Okay.
and then she did she took me, actually surprised me. She bought tickets to a Kevin Hart show that was in Raleigh. We both got off of work, and we linked up. Said, "Hey, got a surprise for you." Showed me the tickets. I was like, "Hold on, this says for today." She's like, "I know. Let's get in the car." So we got in the car, drove up to Raleigh, went and saw Kevin Hart perform. And when I tell you, nobody has ever done that. But she knew how passionate I was about comedy, and
Right.
that was just one of her good gestures. And I really think that was just her way. She threw some game in there. You know, she got me. She got me. I said, "Oh, this girl done bought me tickets." But but yeah. So she had a little game, and she also saw what I was passionate about. I tell you, she has been a big supporter of realizing, how good I am, and then also realizing like what it does for me as a person,
Hmm.
and how much happiness and pleasure it brings me, and peace it brings me. So she she's very supportive of me and comedy. Maybe not some of the late nights,
Right.
you gotta go out of town, but being stuck here with 4 girls, but she's awesome.
Well, you got to have a passion, man. And I mean, your
Oh
passion
yeah.
could be drinking. It could
Hmm.
be, hitting the class six, which is the
Hmm.
military version of the liquor store. For the people that
Yeah.
don't know, it could be
You
so
don't
many other
know.
things. It could be women. It could
Yeah.
be all kinds of other things. And one thing I appreciate about comedians, you hear the terminology, hurt people. And I
Hmm.
think comedians break that mold. Those hurt people, they love on other people through laughter. They use laughter to bring people together, to bring joy to other people. They see what they're going through, and they don't
Hmm.
want people to stay in whatever it is they're going through. And they want people to be at joy, be at
Oh yeah.
peace, you
Oh yeah.
know? And I think that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Absolutely. Yeah. It was I had a show in Tennessee a few weeks back. I mentioned that, and I do a lot of crowd work when I'm on the stage, and there's a group of 4 guys. You could tell they're buddies, and I called out one of them, and I asked him what he does for work. He says, "Well, as of yesterday, I'm unemployed," and you could tell he has a smile on his face, but he's really down about it. He's really hurt about it. But what I saw a hurt man who just lost his job, but I saw him surrounded by three of his best friends, and they're all laughing. And I said, "Hey man, you gonna be all right?" I said, "You know why? Look what is at that table right there. Your boys know you hurt, but as men, we're gonna keep you out that front. We're gonna bring you out. We're gonna, do something fun. Hey, we're gonna let you know without saying it, we got your back during your hard time." And so that was that was amazing. And then there was a guy that was sitting in front of him. I asked him, "What does he do?" He said he's an engineer. I said, "What kind of engineer?" He said, "Well, I just got promoted last week." I said, "See, I didn't ask you that." I said, "See, now you over here trying to make the unemployed man feel bad because you just got a promotion at your job."
Right.
So, but it was funny, and I saw that guy, the unemployed guy. He started cracking up laughing. But see, that's the type of thing I'm talking about. So Major, it's like you could tell that man was hurt,
Yeah.
but he had his buddies with him, and then how I just took his story and took that man's story, and I just tied it together. Sometimes it's like it's amazing how you can just write on stage. You know, I like to get to know people too, so it's pretty funny. And it's like, nah, because I've been there. I understand
Hmm.
what I've been unemployed. Nah, I've felt the same pain that you feeling right now plenty of times. So, but you're gonna be all right.
No, that's
Yeah.
cool, man. That's cool that you were able to do that. Now, off the fly, do you have to study your lines and memorize them? Or is it just like when people sing in cadence in the army, just some cadence that starts flowing through your brain? How do you
I'm a,
do that? Talk about that.
I do write. I write, but I don't write long, drawn out jokes.
Hmm.
I may think of a topic when I'm riding down the road or just passing time throughout the day. I may jot it down, but a lot of times I like to write on stage. I get to know the crowd, because one, that brings the crowd in. It
Hmm.
brings the crowd in and lets them know, hey, look, I'm up here. I'm here to talk to you. We're going to engage. This is not just going to be me just spitting off jokes and no interaction. We're gonna talk. We're gonna have a good time. Um, I really enjoy doing that. Uh, Coming off the cuff is something that I haven't mastered, but I'm almost close to it. And when I tell you when it's flowing, especially when the crowd is really engaged. It's like you just keep picking. Like a joke is never over. A joke is never over
Right.
until you say it's over. So yeah, that's how I look at it.
And if brothers and sisters want to follow you, okay, what? And I'll post it. What is it? Where do they go? Like, where can they see you or follow your schedule?
Oh, absolutely. So I have an Instagram page, and my Instagram name is rod.comedy. Um, that's Comedy. Some people like to put the IE in there. I don't know why. But yeah, it's rod.comedy. I have a TikTok, is comedian underscore Sid. And yeah, on Facebook, I just go by my stage name is actually my actual name, Gerrod Sidbury. So yeah, you can find my all my three social media sites: Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And you'll see a lot of flyers up there. You'll see a lot of videos from me doing comedy, throughout the country. You'll see my family up there. I keep them engaged too on my social media. But yeah, that's what you'll see. So yeah, Instagram, rod.comedy, TikTok, comedian underscore Sid, and my Facebook, Gerrod Sidbury.
No, man, thank you for that. So let's talk about resilience as we get ready to close. One thing I see in a lot of service members is they just eat, sleep, and breathe resilience. Through all hard times and whatever hardship is thrown their way. For you, when you have challenges, and if you're speaking to somebody, what would you tell them if they're going through a tough time? What would you say to them?
Well, you know, I've always lived by this. You, there are things in this world, there are people in this world that may bend you, but should never ever break you. Um, Everybody's been bent before, but don't let whatever it is in this world break you. Um, Stay prayed up. Stay prayed up. I don't care what you believe in or who you believe in, but you know, find a higher power. Um, and then take a good look in the mirror. Who are you surrounding yourself with? If you're surrounding yourself around anybody.
Right.
I've had to cut a lot of people off because I just realized that one, all right, well, you single. All you want to do is just go out all the time. I can't do it. I got 4 daughters and a wife. Let me find, hey man, what's up? How you doing? Another another married couple, another man who's married who understands my life.
Right. Right.
We live in the same life.
Yeah.
I've always lived by that. So a lot of things in this world, a lot of people in this world that can bend you but should never break you. That's
Man, I
that's,
love
that's always
that.
been my outlook.
People can bend you, but they'll never break you. Man. So what about any brother or sister, anybody that's thinking about getting out the military or when they retire or whatever have you, and they want to jump into comedy or they want to start a business or they want to get into finance or they want to, whatever it is, what would you say to them, getting ready to face something, an obstacle, or they want to do something that, because I'm telling you, man, getting on stage in front of a bunch of
Mhm.
strangers,
Oh
that
yeah.
has to be that's gotta be rough. So that to me, that's like because as a brigade battalion CSM,
hmm
you grow. You come from an
hmm
E1, work your way up, getting in
Yep.
front of people. So that's easy. That's
That's
you.
easy.
You've had time to progress, and and you're
hmm
surrounded by people that would literally die for you. We would die for each other.
Yeah.
That's easy.
That's it.
I mean, it's a
Yeah.
brotherhood, sisterhood. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's family. But
Yep.
in front of a bunch of people that could be throwing beer at you, heckling or whatever have you, um,
Absolutely.
if you get ready to do something hard, scary, what would you say to those people?
I'm gonna tell them, if you really want something, don't ever think that what you want is gonna be easy and it's gonna be handed to you. You're gonna have to put in work. Uh, I think Kevin Hart said it best. I like this quote that he says: "Everybody want to be famous, but nobody wants to put in the work."
Right.
And shoot, everybody can't be Sergeant Major. You know, you didn't just get Sergeant Major for just by going to formation every day.
Hmm.
You earned that. You put in the work for it. And I wouldn't have been able to get to Tennessee or get invited to these comedy festivals or be able to open up for these national touring acts if I didn't put in the work.
Right.
Um, so anybody I say to anybody that's getting ready to get out of the military and getting ready to take on that next chapter, first and foremost, make sure you have a good support system. Make sure you got a good support system because it's going to be a time where you hit a low, like we talked about before. But as long as you got that good support system, you're going to be all right. I will also say, don't wait till you get out to try to come up with a plan.
Hmm.
If you already know 6 months prior that, hey, look, this is about to be it. This is my deadline. Hey, start planning well in advance because the better you prepare yourself, the better off you are going to be. There's still going to be challenges. And you may need some help.
Yeah. Yeah.
but but the better you prepare yourself, the better off you're gonna be. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Oh, go ahead and get upstairs. The hottest spot. Yep. but but yeah, yeah. One of my fraternity, my fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
Okay.
You know, uh, piss poor performance promotes piss poor pain. Um, you know, being able to prepare yourself is going to alleviate a lot of pain. It's going to be the better you prepare yourself, you are going to
Hmm.
alleviate a lot of pain. So
Yeah.
I live by that. I live by that, Song Major. So I hope I was able to answer your question.
No,
Like
you
I said,
did. You did. I mean, because like I
so
said, doing what you do,
yep.
getting a job, I mean, you're in
Mm.
the IT field, you
Oh
have
yeah.
a degree, you're super intelligent. Being a W-2 employee, that's super easy.
Mm-hmm.
People say, you put in 102 applications. Guess what? You didn't stop. So
Mm-hmm.
you kept leaning in. It was a
Mm-hmm.
challenge, but at the end of the day, you have a document you fill out. So they give you a template to fill out
Mm-hmm.
applications. You kept going, you kept going. So you got a good job. But
Yeah.
being a comedian, pushing through all of this adversity, that's
Mm-hmm.
challenging. Seeing all these other people, how many years you got in? Oh, I got 13, 14, and you did
Mm-hmm.
12. And it's like, oh, no. At your 20-year mark, you would be looking back, man, I could have been retired at this point. You have to face all
Yep.
of those challenges and adversity. So, no, like you said, if you want something, have a plan, lean into it,
But yeah.
lean into it. So I appreciate that, man. I appreciate your candidness and your vulnerability. So now, as we close, what
Mm.
do you want people to take away from all of this? Mr. Gerrod Sidbury, what do you want them to leave with from you?
Well, one thing I want people to do, to take away from this, one, if you've never been to a comedy show, go. Go to your local comedy club, pop-up comedy show in your area. Go to a comedy show. Uh, you know, you'll be surprised when I do these shows. There's always one or two people who've never been to a comedy show. Either go to the bar or they go to a club or something, but doing something different like a comedy show, and they love it.
All right.
So yeah, do that if you've never done it. Preferably one of mine, but yeah. But and I say never forget where you came from, and always stay linked in, stay tapped in with people that are good for you. And somehow, some way, like I said, I was just thinking about you before you had reached out to me. I was thinking about you. So I made, and then you just happened to have, hit me up the next day, and I feel like I was
That's
a sign from God.
manifestation. That's
Yeah,
manifestation, brother.
and so I was like, you know what? If you ain't got God, you ain't got nothing. So, like I said, hey, surround yourself with the right people. Always have a plan, and doggone, stay linked in to people that you know are going to benefit you, and you can benefit them, and y'all can grow together. So yeah.
Amen, brother. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate your time, and I'm not gonna keep you. So with that being said, thank you for joining. And like you all heard it here first. First podcast with Gerrod Sidbury. This gentleman is gonna go far. Peace and love, brother. Thank you for your time. And listen, no matter what it is, if it's your faith, family, finance, fitness, whatever challenge you're facing, just lean into it. Service members make it look easy. They make resilience look, but it's not easy. We're human. We go through, but whatever it is, whatever you're facing, lean into it, and let's continue to get that, financial freedom. Y'all have a great day, and God bless.
God bless, Ahmed.